Hey everyone, welcome back. Icon here. Today we're going to be talking about lines of sight on the map Crash. One thing I do want to mention is that this is kind of a sequel to my jumps and spots video on this map. If you haven't seen that, I'll go ahead and I'll put a card on screen and a link down in the description. Go ahead and check that one out because I talk about some really cool stuff in there. So to get started here, I'm just going to go throughout the map. Now, one thing I will tell you about my videos is that I'm not going to go through every single little spot like, hey, you can go in here and you can go on this wall, and then you can go in here and go on this, and then you can go in here and go on that. That's not really the way that I like to do things. I just want to point out the top 5 or 6 that I'm familiar with. That way you're not wasting as much time, and if you've played this map, then you probably know that you can come up here and you can head glitch this little thing, right? That's kind of known. But as we get into this, everybody knows this is a really popular head glitch. So as people come from that back domination spot up towards the middle of the map, this is really popular. Something else you can do is you can come back here and you can jump on this barrel. And then now you have that same line of sight, but everybody's going to expect people to be there. Not very many people are going to expect you to be here. So as we run over to this side of the map, I'm going to come up to this top part. And the first one that I'm going to show you is you're going to jump on this building. You're going to jump on top of this piece of wood and then jump across, and you're going to land inside right here. And now that you're here, we also have a beautiful line of sight up to that top. And then you also have a line of sight that nobody that's head glitching this popular trash can area here would ever expect for you to be here, right? So this is a really good one. Other one that I'll talk about is if you drop down, everybody knows that this is a really long line of sight, and a lot of people like to camp on this rooftop that we wrenched in a couple times on top of this ladder. So if you're standing here, you can be seen fairly easily, but all you have to do is just walk to your right, and now this line of sight opens up a little bit, right? So this is that rooftop, and nobody's going to be expecting you to look through this iron gate. So this is just a really good one. Only thing I don't like about this one too much is that I wouldn't stay here forever. I might look for this person and then kind of check back towards the middle because you never know we're going to get shot from the sides. Last one that I'll talk about while I'm up here is another counter to that spot that's up above. I went over this in my jumps and spots, but you can jump on this TV, jump across, and then get up here. And once you're up here, you have another line of sight up to that top 3-story building. As we move forward here, if you come up here, jump up here, in my jumps and spots video, I cover all this stuff, but you can use that to get up here. You can also get on top of this little thing by either going out the window or completing this jump. This jump's a little bit harder, but you can still do it. When you're up here, this is a great line of sight, again, for people coming out of this back corner. As they come out of this corner, you can easily get this kill. Most people won't expect you to be here. What I will say is if you get 2 or 3 kills up here, then people start to realize where you are, so you might want to move on from there. As we move back towards the corner over here, and we get to this back building over here, there's an awesome line of sight. So obviously that's a power position, right? That top 3rd building, so that building that's over here where you can get all the way on top, that's obviously a very important building in terms of people camping up there and holding down map control. This has been cut out, so the part of this wall has been cut out, and you can now, using a sniper or some sort of ACOG, LMG, AR or something, you can now kill people that are up here. So that's a really nice line of sight. As we move up towards this side of the map into this corner, I really like this one. If you mount here, people can barely see your head, and you can get very easy kills this way. The other thing that I'll talk about is that as people approach this 3-story building from that back way, nobody ever expects you to be on top of that roof right there. So you can run and jump across, and even though you're kind of out in the open, there's just not very many people that expect people to be up here. So I really like being up here. I like being down underneath this as well. So those are 2 really good ones. As we travel into this building, this spot is amazing for search and destroy. So these little broken slats in this window here, you can see through. So if we bend down, we can see the little truck that's over here. If we get closer, we can see the fence and the AC unit that's back here. And while it might not seem like the best line of sight, if you're playing search and destroy, there are always people creeping around the sides of the map over here. So this one I just really enjoy. If we go up a little bit further to the top of this map, one thing that I'll point out is that they put this tree over here, and a lot of people like to be here, but I think it's kind of a waste of time. Sure, you can see back to that corner, but I don't know, unless somebody's right there, you can't really get a kill unless they're on top of this roof. But this one I just don't really enjoy that much. So with that, let's head back down and move on. As we get to this side of the map, there's a really good line of sight in here. So if you come up here, this window, if you stand on this windowsill, it offers you multiple lines of sight. So if you jump on this, you can now turn around with your sniper rifle, and again, you can see towards the top of that building. Really important for people that are camping up there. And if you look this way, you can now see towards the top of this building. So anybody that might be camping on this rooftop or in these windows. This is just 2 really good lines of sight that people won't really expect you to come from. Last one that I'll talk about before we end up closing up this video is that you come over here, and if you jump on this fridge, it's going to make you kneel. But if you stand up, you can then see down this back alley here, and this is a really popular alley for, say you have B-Dom and they're stuck back at that domination point. As they run down those stairs and come down here, you can easily get people as they run from there maybe towards this cut here. So with that, guys, that's going to be like my top 7 or 8 important lines of sight on the map Crash. If you're new around here and you like this video, please hit that subscribe button. About 85% of the people that are watching my videos are not subscribed, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't leave without leaving a like and checking out my jumps and spots video on this map. And with that, I will catch you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. See ya.